we didn't lose people.
Okay. It looks like we made it. Are you guys hearing me and seeing me okay? We got Glenn and Marion, Irene, and Kim. Hi, Kim Greenwood. We haven't seen you in a while. There's Annette.
Mary R.
And Mary R. And Mary T. I think that's everybody. If I missed anybody, I'm sorry, not intentional. Hey, can you guys let me know if you can see and hear okay? I'm just going to hang out here and wait for a minute and see if you can. In the meantime, I'll give treats to my dog. Yeah, did I have a little PB Nana? Sure. Hi, Catherine. Everybody see? I can see. Can you hear? We see and hear fine. Good deal. All right, turn around and say hi to everybody, Ted. Oh, I just had to have a little PB Nana or two. Okay, good. Thank you for your patience while we got started today. For some reason, the computer decided that the camera was already in use in another program. Okay, come on, Teddy. We probably have to leave the desk now. Come here. Come here. He said, well, I'd like to hang out here and have a few more treats, Mom. You'd like to hang out and have a few more treats? Yeah, you would. He has such a long coat he needs to. Oh, you're so pretty. It's my baby. Okay. Would you guys like to make some really wild cards today? I realized that the calendar said we were going to do alcoholics, but I realized that I put two very demanding classes. Alcoholics is a demanding class for me to get ready for it too. He did want Snuggles today. Dad was Bryce was offering him the chair next to him, and Teddy was saying, well, that's not really what I want. I'd like to sit in your lap, please. And he came over here and said, you take me in your lap if Daddy won't. Anyway, I know that the calendar said we were doing alcoholics today, and I opted to change it because I put 2 days worth of very demanding classes back to back. I had alcoholics scheduled for today, and I had gel press class in-house scheduled for tomorrow. And I just thought, I don't have enough hours to prepare for both of these. So we're going to do some wild cards with Into the Wild. And they'll be a lot of fun because they always are. We're going to start this morning with a sloth. Yes, a sloth. So forgive me for the calendar change for anybody who may have been looking forward to that. I promise you we will still do it. But like I said, it just weren't enough hours in a day. I'm looking at this sloth and I'm thinking that this one, look at the number of pieces, just might be a very good candidate for 2 cards instead of 3. See that? Look at the size of these pieces. There just aren't a lot of pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and just make 2 cards today out of this one instead of the 3 we would normally make. I'm going to start with taking my biggest and most complete piece, and I'm going to add that to the cardstock. Why do we put that one on the cardstock? Anybody want to chime in? You've heard it a million times from me, but I have a good reason why I want the most complete design that's left after I choose my layers on the cardstock. So I have 1, 2. There's Brittany coming in. Say hi to Brittany. Brittany says hi, guys. That's right, Irene, because the cardstock one in a Deco-Large generally does not have foil on it. And to get those little foil accents, having a nice complete image on our cardstock is really valuable. So I'm going to put a piece of the arm and the log in that one. And also, give the most complete face to the other one. Is there anything cuter than a sloth, really? You think there is? I don't think there's very many things cuter than a sloth. So we're just divvying up the pieces here between the two. These sloths are so cute. She done already?
No, she has another bucket.
Oh. Brittany usually works on Friday, but she had kitty troubles yesterday. So she had to go home and take care of her kitty. She worked at home last night and is bringing in all the new wonderful things she's listed. I haven't even seen what they are yet. I'm going to decide who gets this butterfly in a minute because I don't know who that's going to be yet.
Catherine doesn't know what a sloth is.
You don't know what a sloth is? A sloth is an Amazonian creature. And they are, it's hard to describe what a sloth is because they are the thing they're known for. Hi, Martha G. The thing that they're most known for is that they move really, really, really slowly. And they hang out in trees, and they have an expression that always looks like they're smiling. So sloths are wonderful creatures. They get a lot of moss and stuff growing in their fur. You know, they say a rolling stone never gathers moss. Well, the sloth isn't moving very fast. The moss has a chance to grow on them. And they are just wonderful. They have these long kind of claws that would make them look scary if it weren't for the fact that you know that they are animals that are hanging onto their branches and stuff with those long arms, long legs, and those talons that they have on their claws are just used to hang on to the branches. But isn't that just the cutest creature ever? I think it's adorable. So I think we'll put this one together first. This is one that has those four corners with it. So I think that we will go ahead and put the four corners on with the main image. But let's just get some pieces put on here first. See, even when I put the pieces here, there aren't going to be an awful lot of them. So I think 2 carts with this one was a good choice. Thank you guys for remembering to do the thumbs up. I really appreciate that. Lauren will love these cards. That is an absolute truth, Mary R. Lauren will love these. In fact, I might send her one. She is in the final round of study for her last CPA exam. And she is working so hard. And the job she has now is actually quite demanding. So she has a lot on her plate right now. Looks like a card I'd give to my ex-girlfriend who has long nails. Glenn, you're funny. I'm sure she'd love to be remembered as a sloth. Oh, Glenn, you are so naughty. Funny, but naughty. And by the way, funny trumps naughty. Oh. I know, I do encourage him. I do, because I love to laugh. Oh, Bryce didn't think I was ever going to get up for class today. Do you ever wake up in the morning and you're just having such a beautiful dream? Now, I can't even tell you what it was. It was just a really comforting dream, just a really nice one. And then you feel the covers around you and the bed feels so good that when the alarm goes off, you snooze it. And then the alarm goes off again and you snooze it, and you just enjoy that warm, comfy covers. And that's the morning I had. It was wonderful, really wonderful. Up to the right, I'm sending you all hearts. Really? Okay. It really was a wonderful morning. I enjoyed it very much. Grace, when I finally wandered out, said, "Well, it's nice to see you decided to get up and go to work at some point, but it was just the very last minute. You need to move." So you know that Bryce is looking out for you. He's making sure I live up to my responsibilities and get to class. It was a very nice morning. I enjoyed it very much. I don't even know what that was all about. I don't even know what my dream was. I just know I was having a really pleasant one. And every time I went back to sleep, I had it again. Catherine's going to start a Glenflint fan club, the French division. Is Thelma on here?
Yeah.
Ah, Thelma, we got your little Valentine, and I got to tell you, that is the cutest thing I've seen, and I don't know when. That was just such a fun idea. I told Bryce I was going to show it to him last night. I didn't. So he hasn't seen it yet, but just super cute idea. I love that. I should have brought it out. I didn't. Super cute idea. And I just noticed I haven't had a chance to open it yet because I didn't have any spare moments this morning, but I saw we had birthday cards from Catherine. Thank you for thinking of us, Catherine. We love that. She would be so kind and think of us.
Bob got a card from Irene.
And Bob got a card from Irene. So we need your supervision. We need Roberta back. It's just not right, you know? And Roberta, we need to get those. Am I going to have to send somebody over there to get that video taken care of? What are we going to do with you? I'm not sure what the video problem is, but it should be solved by now. So we just might have to take matters into our own hands. Thank you, Catherine. We love you too. What a nice group of people we have here. I just enjoy you so much. Here's our first sloth. I have a couple layers left, so we'll look at putting them on one of these two. I don't know which one. I just wanted to start by getting a few layers down, and then we'll decide where we go from there. Did he convince you that he's getting in your lap?
Well, he thinks he wants in my lap, but he doesn't want to jump up.
Oh.
And I tried picking him up and he backs up. So I don't know what he wants. He's quite fickle today. I think he's been around Grandpa too much. Yes.
And GoFundMe page for Roberta's Internet. Teddy just won. He got into his daddy's lap. He pouted and Dad picked him up.
You're not spoiled.
Not spoiled at all. Teddy is a very huggable size. You know, he's tall, he has long legs, but he's only 13 pounds, and he is just like a perfect lap-sized dog. He really is. He's big enough you don't worry that you're going to break him, and small enough that he's comfortable to hold. Not too heavy. And he's a good dog. He really is a good dog, most of the time. He has his moments. He and the cat decide to go around and around because they're both jealous of our attention. And even though there are 2 laps in the room, it doesn't matter which one of us that one of them is with. That's where the other one wants to be. Yeah. So I can be holding Teddy and just having a very nice little time of it. And the cat will decide she's going to come over and walk right in front of him and lay down. And then just let her, she weighs as much as he does, and just let her weight rest on him. And then he gets irritated and leaves. So what he tries to do is he tries to see, when he sees her coming, he tries to jump up and block her. But Bryce and I both get upset with that because she's an old kitty and she's not a very well kitty. And he jumps on her, trying to back her off and make her leave. So then he's in trouble. So it's as much her as it is him, but she's getting him in trouble a lot at the time. Okay, honoring little sister, or older sister maybe, and she would definitely be the older sister. There's only 2 of them now, but I tell you, those 2 keep us running. So weird for me to think I only have 1 cat. It's just a couple years ago we had 5. I can say this now because I don't use it anymore, but one of my old passwords was Debbie 5 cats ! I had 5 cats. And then there was 4 when Lauren moved and took hers. And that's a good thing, is we at least still have 1 that's living away now. Gone off to find her place in the world, that kitty did. And her place in that world is front and center. She loves being the only pet in the household. She adores it. Occasionally we go to visit Lauren and we take Teddy. And she's just not at all sure what she thinks of Ted coming to her house to visit. Meredith has always been kind of a snotty little thing. She's lovable as the day is long, but she's snotty to other animals. Has been since she was a kitten. I said, I don't like you. Go away. You offend me with your very presence. Okay, we have a few last pieces to decide where to put them. We have to decide who needs it most. Oh, I bet Tigger was beautiful. I had a tortoiseshell. Actually, no, she was more of a, what was Gizmo? She was more of a calico, wasn't she? Yeah. The tortoiseshell is beautiful. We love our pets, though. Milo's getting a new fence. We'll have no more of the escapee goat syndrome. He can't look over and see that there's beautiful grass on the trail and just push his way through the fence anymore. So that's good. Is it done, do you think?
Yes.
I knew they cleaned up.
They finished day 1. And then came back to the next day to clean up.
Excellent. I haven't seen it. Have you seen it? Does it look pretty good? It does?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice and solid everywhere. Did you go shake it?
No.
Yes, Milo does need a fence. He is very sedate, happy goat. He doesn't need to go anywhere. He has everything he wants here, but he can be enticed by the grass being greener across the trail. And one day he saw that there was just some wonderful little morsels over there and just pushed his way right through the fence. And when we heard he was out, we went looking for him on the trail, and he was right there where the hole in the fence was, just standing on the other side of the trail, munching on tender morsels. There's some blackberries and things down there that run rampant, and he thought that was a great idea to take care of those. I don't know if you guys have blackberries like we have, the really big vines that are so spiky and the bushes just take over. When we first bought this property, there was a mound of blackberries. It was almost as high as the fence down there. How wide do you think that mound of blackberries was? It was down there. It was enormous.
15 feet wide.
Yeah, 15 feet wide and as high as the fence. We put those goats in there, and those blackberries were gone within weeks. They munched all the leaves off. They don't mess with the they don't. Oh, thank you. My phone is talking to me. They don't mess with the vines at all. They just munch on the leaves. But without the leaves, the vines can't live. So the vines will die off, and then the goats were right there every time those little things tried to sprout back out, because that's the hard thing about blackberries is they have deep, long roots, and they can come up anywhere along those roots. So they're very, very hard to get rid of, but not for my goats. They took care of them every time they saw them. Had a goat named Pappy. Oh, Milo would do the same thing. If he got loose, he would eventually come to the front door because he has been a house goat before. Not full time, but while we were getting him, we needed to make sure that he was free of any disease before we put the new goat in with him. It almost looks like it might want to be. Huh?
We put him in with the old goats.
Yeah. But before we put him in with the old goat, we needed to make sure that he was free of any disease. Actually, I think that might just want to be on an A6. It surprises me. Although he is such a big creature, he might look better on a 5x7. I'll just have to find a way to fill some space on the 5x7. I think we'll go ahead and put him on a 5x7 because it's bigger. Yeah. Goats are so funny. We knew when we got the goats way back when that they would be good grass eaters, and that's why we bought them. But I never imagined in a million years they'd be such satisfactory pets. They are so friendly and so comical. They make you laugh all the time if you're watching them. Just funny, funny animals. They get great expressions. They do funny things with their ears. A little bit of trivia. Did you know that the irises in a goat's eyes are rectangles? That's kind of startling the first time you look into their eyes and realize that they have rectangles for irises. You guys are already thinking spring, huh? You think we're all done with the winter weather?
Glenn says they have possible snow.
Okay. I wouldn't be at all surprised when we get snow more often than not. It's in February. Oh, I wouldn't be at all surprised if we had another bit of snow. I wouldn't mind. with 2 employees who live far out away from the business and who can't get here when it snows. I don't know what I'm thinking of when I say that. Okay, facing my card the way I always do. I put my tape down on my card. I put my cardstock on top of my card, and then I watch people who try and cut their face to 5x7, then try and match it up. And I always think, why are you doing that? That's so much harder. It tends to be people who are nervous about cutting a straight line. But when it comes to that, use long-bladed scissors. Okay, I want this big saying for the top for sure. So when you see sloths, there almost always is some kind of a relationship to relaxing and taking it easy because they're such slow animals. And this one has a saying on it that says, have a relaxing day, which is perfect. And because they have that smile on their face all the time, they are also often, they are with things that talk about being happy. And this one's got a border with it that says, be happy. Don't worry, be happy.
Catherine has tulip bulbs starting to grow.
Ooh. I don't know what a dragon tulip bulb is. What's a dragon tulip? Is that what we call bearded tulips? Maybe?
That's bearded iris.
Oh, no, bearded iris, he says. Yeah, he does have a cheeky smile. He absolutely does. Okay, so I think we're going to put her, I think we'll go ahead and use this border over here just to add another element to the side because we have a lot of empty space there. So let's do that. We'll put the greeting up on some foam squares, which we need another sheet of because I just wiped those out. Another, actually, I guess I have one left on there I can use. Look at that one.
Irene's already got daffodils and tulips.
Wow.
And a Lenten rose is getting ready to bloom.
Oh my gosh. It seems early to have roses. The dragon tulip flowers, it looks like a giant ornamental poppy. Oh wow. That sounds beautiful. Send me a picture when they bloom, will you please, Catherine? I know, we had this big deal with pictures. If it's too much trouble, don't. I could look it up on the internet, but it'd be fun to see them. If the snow lays around for a week, you'll get more. Well, it laid around for a week here. And then some, didn't it? Just about time for us to make a beach trip again. It'll probably snow then.
Probably.
1 inch of snow a year is nice. The problem we have is not so much with the snow, because we don't get that much snow, but we sure get the ice built up. Because it gets cold and icy, and then it thaws during the day because we have a very moderate climate normally, and then it gets cold again, and didn't get that as straight as I wanted. And I always regret it when I pull them up because they always look bent afterwards. Don't know why I feel the need to do that. Martha G doesn't like that old wives' tale. The worst that I used to live east, both Washington and Oregon are separated by the Cascade Mountains. We have a west side and an east side of the mountains, and very different weather patterns on the two sides. But the worst weather I remember when I was commuting back and forth across the pass was in April. We had to take our snow tires off in April, and the worst weather I encountered was in April, making that trek across the pass. I have told people that I should have known better than to try and make the trip at all, because by the time that I got to the pass, I had seen 5 deer and 2 herds of elk, which tells us what? It told us they were coming down out of the mountains. And they were coming down for some reason. So when I got out there to the pass, it was snowing to beat the band. I mean, almost whiteout conditions. The road was still open when I started through the pass, but evidently I was the last car they let through, and then they closed it behind me. I did not have my snow tires on because I was a lawful citizen and took my snow tires off in Kelso. And you couldn't see where the road was, and there's hundreds of feet of drop-offs along that road. And you couldn't see where the road was. So I just kind of drove down the middle. There was nobody else out there. And I kept wondering how deep the snow could get before I started pushing it. I got real close to God on that trip, and it had nothing to do with the altitude. Out there driving by myself, and the weather was just so bad. I couldn't see a thing. The only cars I saw on the pass were twice I saw snowplows coming, driving the other way. It was scary. Oh my gosh, it was scary. Okay. Yeah, it was a pretty freaky trip, I have to admit. It was not one I would want to do again. But I got through safely. Just took a very long time. Very, very long time. We don't get a lot of snow in the lower elevations on this side of the mountains, but we do get a lot of snow up in the Cascades. We get a lot of snow up in the Cascades and have some wonderful ski resorts and things here. Okay, here's our other side of our cardstock, facing our card exactly the same way. Make sure I know where my fold is. I'm going to go ahead and put my sloth in the middle. That is so cute. And then we're going to put our... Sometimes it's really useful to use this template to get your edge pieces down. Well, now they're not going to sit away from my sloth, so I'm probably fine just gluing them down on this one. But do I want foam squares under them? Why not? Ugh. Hurricane's not a good thing. See, we don't have those here. That does not happen. We get earthquakes. We get volcanoes. We do not get hurricanes. Or really, we generally don't get really bad storms. It tends to be pretty moderate. But occasionally we do. We had, but is it called a cyclone when it's on the Pacific? I think it is. But when I was a little tiny kid, we had one of those. And it had hurricane force winds. In fact, you can still see places all over. I mean, it's now 60 years after it happened, and you can still see big areas where huge numbers of trees went down and stayed down that were attributable to that was called the Columbus Day storm because it happened on Columbus Day. But we don't get a lot of storms, and for that I'm grateful. Earthquakes are a little scary. It's kind of weird to feel the earth move under your feet. We don't get as many as California, but we do get them. But they're here and gone. Normally, in Oregon, we don't have a lot of earthquake damage. But in California, obviously, they get significantly harder quakes. They do say one of these days there's a big fault off the Pacific up here. And one of these days we're going to have one that takes out Portland. But we'll see.
That gets tornadoes there.
Tornadoes, not good. I don't want the wind blowing that hard around me. Not good at all. Not good at all. Yeah. And you guys back east have to have flood insurance because of the hurricanes and stuff. We should, we do not right now, but we should have earthquake insurance, especially on, not a brick duplex. And that should have earthquake insurance, because if we ever get a big one, that just won't stand. It doesn't move. Buildings out here, newer buildings are all built to stand a significant movement in the building without collapse. But the old buildings, they'll go right down.
Catherine likes the pearlescent green of that shade of your card.
Isn't it pretty? I like the sloth. And Catherine's term, his cheeky grin. I do love that. Let's see if we have room anywhere for this. Could put sending hugs up here at the top, but I might be better off without it. I do like that sending hugs. I might have to put it on the inside, because I think this has pretty much got what I want on the outside. There we go. There's our Mr. Sloth number 2. Here's our Mr. Sloth number 1. Look at that grin, though. Is there anything cuter than that? I might be able to put sending hugs on this one. Could be too much, I don't know. What do you guys think? Is that too much on this one? I actually kind of like it, I think. What do you think?
Does it match the saying on top?
It has a saying on top, but they don't contradict. This one says, have a relaxing day, and the other one says, sending hugs. What do you think? Put the second one on or not? That's amazing. The drinking straw stuck in a tree. That's amazing. I got a story like that too. When Mount St. Helens erupted, the flow from the mountain, he does look like he knows the secret. The flow from the mountain took out what was called Spirit Lake. And there was a big logging camp below Spirit Lake up there. And the force of the water and the flow coming down through below Spirit Lake was so forceful that it went through the logging camp, put it inside. What do you guys think? Anybody else got a vote on this? Should it go outside or inside? Thank you for answering, Sharma. Looks lovely as it is. Don't put it there. Does that, as it is, mean with it or without it, Sharma? I'm sorry, Catherine. Sharma gave me a put it inside vote. Anybody else going to vote? Inside. Okay. Inside it is. Anyway, the force of the blast and the force of the water coming down through the canyons and just wiping out everything in its path when it went through this logging camp. It picked up a forklift and stuck it through the side just below the roof line of a metal building. Then the water receded eventually, and the forklift was still hanging up there below the roof line. That was pretty wild. So it says something about the amount of force. And then also in that, oops, upside down isn't good. Also in that same area, there were railroad tracks. And the railroad tracks looked like a spring. They rolled as the force of the water and stuff came through there. They literally rolled like a spring. Isn't that something? I also have this neat Be Happy border. I think I'll put this Be Happy on the inside of this one. But I can't waste it. It's too cute. Nature is totally amazing. Thin gold sticker on the top only. Well, that's a good idea, Thelma. I think I have one here. A little bit on the inside of that one. A thin gold sticker. Do I have a thin line sticker here? I thought I did. Okay. Oh, I do. Look here. Thin gold sticker. I'll just use one of these little straight line stickers. This one's from Find It Trading. So she's saying use this to kind of pull that corner together. I like that idea. Whoops. Didn't get it on there straight. I don't have, that would have been good. You know what? I have one. I just have to move it. Let's just move it. I like that idea a lot of putting the butterfly there. I like it a lot. We're going to do that. Group card making is so fun. It's so fun when you guys participate. And let's see, we got this butterfly right here that as long as I can get it off without leaving residue, which I think I can. Yeah. We're going to put a little glue on the phone because I just pulled the glue off. That is a perfect idea. Okay, now we got it, haven't we? That's perfect idea. That's gorgeous. Okay, we have our sloths finished. Let's take on, I have two other ones set out here. I don't know if we'll get both of them done or just one. We'll have to see what time it is. But Look at this wolf. The sloth, by the way, was called A Relaxing Day. And the wolf is called A Wild World. And I can tell you right now what we have to do with this one on this side. That has got to be a DL card. Look at that. That just has to be a DL. Look there. Doesn't it? It just has to be. Because it's so beautiful. We even have the eagle up in the sky. We have to make a DL out of that one. The DL is a long, skinny card. We have this wolf. I think we can get 3 out of this one. We have more pieces. So my most complete image is, this one comes a little bit higher up here. So I'm going to take this one to be my 3rd layer. That'll be my 3rd layer. I'll take the next most complete one and put it on my cardstock. What I'm tempted to do with this. This is so beautiful. Just like it is, I'm tempted to just make a regular card out of it instead of a layered card. I don't know. Oops. Well, it should be on here if I'm going to use it there, but I'm actually really tempted to just not layer that one. Let's see what else we have here. We have a nice big layer for our center piece. Is there info on the website? You know, I need to do that again. I've done it before. I think I even have it saved on my computer that says what different size cards are. A DL is generally either 4 inches wide by 8 inches long, or sometimes they're as much as 8.5 inches. So DLs vary a little bit, but yeah, I can post that on the website. I need to do that. I'm really tempted to just leave that card just like it is. I don't know why. I just want to. But sometimes when you want to, you just have to do it. You just have to. Yeah, I'll have to. It might take me a couple days. Give me a couple days before you remind me, because it might take me a couple days to dig that up, or if I have a special, or it's possible I may have to reproduce it, but it would be useful to have that out there so I could just say, look at this tab. I'll do that. Because I occasionally get questions about that. And there are so many different card sizes between the American sizes and the European sizes. We even get confused with them sometimes. I told Margie yesterday that I needed for the dog and cat class, I needed to be sure we had European A6. So she went downstairs and she brought up some A6 cards for class. And that's a very natural mistake. Anybody could make it. But instead of A6 cards, she chose US A6, which aren't the same size. And that could have been a real problem, because remember how I said that I use the that I use the European A6 because I can get 4 cards out of 1 card front. With the larger cards, we wouldn't have been able to have enough card stock. So Bryce, bless his heart, went down in class last night and found me some European A6s so we could finish our task. Okay. I'm going to start putting these together. Then I'm going to just, oh, this one actually really does need to be here though. And I'll decide who gets these extra pieces when we get these together. So I am going to have 3 cards, but this one I just decided is so beautiful. I'm going to just leave it. Okay. So I think we'll go ahead and punch this one out. Do have some beautiful borders here. Go with these. And let's start putting the layers on. He does love his discounts. Gotta have a good sale for Glenn now and again. Gotta do it. Yes, this is beautiful colors together. Absolutely gorgeous. Put this wolf here. I have a lot of people who look to make cards with wolves on them because they have people in their lives that love wolves. And sometimes bears, sometimes sloths. They're probably the most common ones, although pandas are also very popular. In fact, pandas were popular enough, I didn't have enough of those to present this today and have any that you could buy. So the panda cards are getting short. They're still available in the luxury set, and there may be 1 or 2 of the individual pandas left, but they're getting shorter. This set is just marvelous, though. It has such beautiful pieces to it. I love the whales. Of course, that's another thing I'm very fond of is whales. Okay, let's see. I have a little piece of my foam square outside the boundary of my wolf here, so I'm going to clip that off so it doesn't show. Huh. They request wolf cards at the VA, huh? That's a Veterans Administration, Catherine, our retired serviceman. I have one steampunk die. If it's not in the system, I'll put it in today. I had him in class last night. And I was afraid I might have more takers than I had dies, so we took them out of the system yesterday. But I have 1 steampunk die left, and I will get more as long as I have them, because they're beautiful. This wolf is beautiful. He looks really gorgeous layered too. I love the eagles in the background also. Let's see. Are you supposed to be on here? Maybe you were supposed to be on here. That rock on this one. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Helps if you put it on straight, which I've now evaded doing twice. There it goes. Here's our wolf layered up. It looks like this could have been straighter up here too. Let's peel that off and try and put that on again. Better. Better. Okay. And let's do this one. Thank you, Irene. Yeah, we have a lot of abbreviations, don't we? Of course, we can't read Catherine's language, most of us, to know how many abbreviations they use. They probably use them too. We just don't see them because we don't know what the words mean. Oh, you should see what I'm seeing from here. Oh my gosh. Teddy, Bryce has his arms out. I don't even know how you're holding him like that. He has his arms out on the arms of his chair, I guess. And Teddy is reclining on his arms, all the way up his arms, and has his head resting right at Bryce's ears. And he just looks so happy. Oh my gosh. Well, it'll be good to know where you're going when you come see us, Catherine. Put a leg on. We got a rock to put on after this. And that's going to be pretty. It just looks like a rag doll right now. Its whole body is just dead weight. Bryce is saying, yes, he is. His whole body's just dead weight. He's got his nose snuggled as close into Bryce's face as he can, and Bryce is resting his head on the dog. And oh my gosh, they both look like they're in heaven. Sometimes I wish you could see what I'm seeing. That's good. You come see us, Catherine. We have room. I would love that. Honestly, I would love it. It would be fun. Just tell me when you want to come and we'll make it happen. after your virtual sleepover at Annette's. Okay. All right. My scissors are going to be very sticky again after this. Now, I thought I knew where that was going. Did I really know where it was going? No, it doesn't go there. Oh, here. It goes over here, I believe. Okay. Why on earth I decide to use my sharp scissors for this is beyond me, because I make a sticky mess. This one's stuck to my finger. Might just have to come long enough to tour the country, Catherine. Teddy has decided it was time to love on his daddy now, so he has moved to the center mass of Bryce and he's washing Bryce's face. Okay, we have our layering done. Let's take a look at our 3 pieces. This is the one I'm doing without, and it's beautiful. Here's one. It's gorgeous. And here's the other. So one of the things I like to do is figure out how I'm going to lay these things out before I start cutting. And I think we'll do 2 European, well, am I going to do a European A6 with that? If I do a European A6 with that, I might have to do a European A6 with the other one, which might be a small card for that big topper. But what are my other choices? I don't really have another choice unless I put it on different cardstock. The one limiting factor of doing DL card or of European A. Now let's try this again. What I'm trying to say is the Deco-Large Collections is that it only give you 1 piece of cardstock instead of 2, because one of them's done in the layering pieces. So sometimes it can be challenging to get 3 out of 1 piece, but we'll make it work. But I'm going to start with this one over here. I'm going to put a DL card. This is a DL. It's 4 by 8 1/4, actually. Now, I'm going to be fine with length this way. What I wish I had more of was width this way. I'm going to be fine with width this way. So I'm just going to take the edge right off of this card and put my wolf on it. That's true. We have a lot of different slants on our language and lots of different sayings and lots of different phrases. Depending on what part of the country you're from. Lots of different accents. Now, sometimes these, if I can be perfect in laying this on here, I won't have to trim this card. But 9 times out of 10, I end up with a little white area that I have to cut off. Now, it's funny. It depends on what you get used to hearing. We don't think we have an accent at all, but I'm told by other people in the country, that we have a definite accent. I don't know what it is, but that's what I'm told. And I tend to believe what I'm told, so be kind. You guys know my dad was from the South, and he just had to be around it a short time, and he was speaking like a Southerner again. It took no time at all for his accent to come out. He could be around somebody who was speaking with a drawl, or he could be, like when they traveled back there. He came home with a drawl. It doesn't take any time for that to happen. Okay. So we have a beautiful wolf. Now on our punch-out sheet, where did that go? Here's my punch-out sheet. What did I do with it? There it is. So tell us what's true, Glenn. Are you a spy? That would be good cover as a farmer. John Wayne had a wonderful voice. Uh-oh. Well, why'd they do that? It didn't make this border long enough to go all the way over this. My plan is foiled unless I cut this card down. My border's not long enough. I wanted to put this foiled border over the edge there. So I could cut the top inch off my card, and that is an option. It just disappoints me because I like the whole top of my card. Well, let's see what else we've got to work with here. Well, this is too wide for my card too, so it's got to go on one of the others, but it's not going to fit those either. It's probably going to have to go inside. I suppose I could cut this down, because I really do like this foiling on here. Darn it. Okay. Got to do what you got to do.
Sharma says no, cut the bottom.
I could take a little off both. I'm going to take a little off both. Uh-oh. Okay. Glue all over my fingers, which I will try very hard not to get all over my merit board. I really love this border here. Yeah, that's going to work. Take a little off the top, a little off the bottom. That's just naughty of them not to make that border long again. Long enough. Just naughty. What are they thinking when they give us a beautiful border like that and then don't make it long enough? Beautiful DL card and not make it border long enough for it. So we still have a nice sky. We still have a nice wolf. Just disappointing when they have to do that. I didn't want to. I'm going to put this saying on here, which is, it's your birthday, time to go wild. They took a 1/2 inch off the bottom, a 1/2 inch off the top as a compromise. And it's still beautiful. Oh, thank you. There we go. That one's done. A little disappointed they messed me up there, but that's okay. It's still going to be gorgeous when we're done. Okay. Let's see what we have left here. Now, it's, oh, no, yeah. What if could I get a 5x7 out of this by putting a border here? I really would like a 5x7, but I don't have enough cardstock. So let's see what happens. If I cut a piece of cardstock, I cut my piece of cardstock and I leave a border around it, I think that I will be able to use this. Yeah, we're going to do this. I don't have a full 5x7. We're going to try and figure our way through getting a 5x7 and a 4x6, both out of this width. So to do that, what I'm going to do, a little snag in my corner there, I'm going to cut that off before I do anything because I don't want to forget that's there and end up with it in one of my pockets. So I'm going to do that. Then I'm going to make this piece. Oh, that's going to be close. I'm going to make this piece I'm going to make it 4.5. 4.5 by 6.5. And if it looks like it needs it, we could actually add a border of gold to that by taking a piece of mirror board in that bucket price over from last night's class. Here's an 8x8 mirror board. Would you grab one for me, please? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to double matte this, and I'm going to matte this on with a gold matte and then on the white. It's going to be pretty. Sometimes I have to say that to Dad, too. I'm going to cut this. Thank you, Grace. I'm going to cut this to 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. I'm going to matte my brown on top of the gold and my gold on top of the white. And this is an excuse for cutting it narrower. Let's just lay this out, see how it's going to look. I could always go and just get a piece of brown cardstock off my shelf, but that would take all of the challenge right out of it. Set this aside to use for my other card. That's going to look good. We got it, guys. We got that one anyway. All right. I'm going to put this one on top of my gold. I used to love to wear jeans, but I can't wear jeans anymore. I have to wear knit pants because my knees won't tolerate going into jeans. When I sit and it pulls around the knees, it's just agony. So I use knit pants. In fact, they're always black knit pants. I think I have one pair of blue. They're almost always black knit pants. I wear the same kind of pants every day because they're comfy. So I have lots of pairs of them. Change different tops every day, but my jeans or my slacks are always the same. Although, with my Weight Watchers success, I may have to come up with a new kind of slacks because as the weight's coming off, the butt in my pants, my knit pants, is getting really, really loose. And my pants are getting longer every day. Now, usually that's not a problem for me. I want them as long as I can get them because I have such a long inseam. But as it doesn't use up the room it used to use for my hips and my waist, my pants are getting longer and longer and longer. It's a nice problem to have, really. I'm going to put this little saying right here at the bottom. And I'm actually going to overlap it just a hair with my wolf. And I got my 5x7 card I wanted. I love that. That's good. They look like pants, Nana. I shouldn't have to wear anything else. Well, it's going well again. I can't say that I have lost so very much weight because I lost 47 pounds last year, you guys will remember, or year before last. And then last year, with all the problems Mom was having and my emotional eating, I put it all back, every ounce of it back on. And I started my plan again in the fall, and I'm down 40 pounds. And we will continue the venture. I'm not going to be really happy until I'm beyond 47 and losing net weight, not just taking the same weight off again. But as discouraging to let yourself do that. I'm still angry with myself over it, but what do you do? You know, it happened and I can beat myself up or I could just start again. And I decided standing up, brushing myself off, and starting again was better than bemoaning the fact that I did it. Sometimes we just got to give ourselves a little slack. That's not something I'm good at doing. Kind of hard on myself. Look at guys. There's our 5x7 we wanted. Thank you. Okay. Now we're going to get a European A6 out here. We only have this piece of cardstock left, but if I take this piece of cardstock and add this border to it, where is my other topper? There's my other topper. Might have to trim my topper a little. I can do that. We're going to make it work. So, I am going to cover my card in Mary. I need another sheet of Mary, please. Did you bring me more than one? Nope, just one more, please. I think there's some actual A6 there. There might be one on the table. I'm not sure. Didn't that turn out pretty? I really love that. That's really pretty. I love both of these, actually. Thank you, honey. That's what happens when all my Mary board ends up on the table. Okay, let's see what I do with my tape. There it is. I love these kinds of cards for masculine cards. I would absolutely give Bryce one of these cards. He would love it. You're right, Irene. Sometimes you just have to remember that Rome wasn't built in a day. Hi, Diane. Well, you'll be able to go back. The beauty of video is you can go back and see what you missed. When I finish this card, I'm going to show you what Margie's project will be when... I don't know if we're going to have a PM date or not today. I'm guessing maybe not, because Dad's had some long days at the club. I love whoever shared that with me. Thank you for that. Because it just seems so weird to call it daycare, because he's not a little kid. It is daycare, but he's not a little kid, and I don't want to treat it like that. But I love calling it the club. He goes to the club. And so when we speak about Gendhawk, which is the name of the place he goes, we call it the club. Okay. So we got this little piece of cardstock. I got this pretty border. We're going to use that to make our card wide enough. But I am going to have to trim my wolf topper just a little to get that on there. It's probably good that we need to do this, because you will often have this circumstance where you run out of cardstock in these DL or these Deco-Large kits, and you have You have to modify. So I'm going to take a little bit, just a little, off the front. I'm going to take a little, maybe a little more off the back. Make sure I'm getting it straight. See if it'll fit my, and now it's going to fit my cardstock. I think I need to go ahead and get this cardstock down. I'm actually going to use my secret weapon here. I like to use tape sometimes to hold these pieces together when I'm pulling a stunt like this one. A little Scotch tape, my secret weapon. They want to butt right up against each other. I can't layer one on the other because it's not wide enough without it. Oh, that's fun that you're going to be having lunch with your daughter, Diane. I love that. No, it was Sunday we did that, right? Was it Saturday or Sunday that we just decided to take off and go over to Lauren's? And she's been studying so hard. Oh my gosh, the kid is so dedicated. She's been working so very hard on her studies that we called her up and said, not going to interrupt your studies. It's not what we're intending, but we're going to come and take you for food. You have to eat sometime, and then you can go right back to it. So I didn't plan on spending any time at her house. We just decided to go and take her out to food and then send her right back to work. Okay, so this is going to work just fine. So we are going to cut this one to be, let's see, I usually cut it to, my card is 5 7/8 inch long, and I usually cut it to 5 5/8, but I'm actually making a wider border, so I'm going to cut it to 5 3/8 long, which is going to give me a wide border all the way around here. Now my wolf will fit. Ooh, I'm loving that. And do I have anything left, any elements at all left on my punch-out sheet, or did I use them all? The fact that they're gone tells me I think I used them all. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and put this down to my card. And put some tape flags so I can arrange that the way I want it. There you go. The Alzheimer's group was the group. I like that. We have sure enjoyed having Jordan closer. It's been so nice. Bremerton is a much better location than Connecticut. Bremerton's just about 3 hours away. So here's what our card base looks like. Looks pretty good for something we just kind of pieced together, doesn't it? I'm going to put this here. And then we're going to put a birthday greeting on it. I'm liking this. I actually think this looks great. So I'm going to have to find some kind of greeting on it. I have a sticker here that says a gift for you. That would be good. This one might end up actually being Bryce's birthday card. I'll stick it in with his gift. He doesn't think he's getting a gift because he got a gaming computer. And what was that, huh?
It's the roof guy.
Huh?
The roof people.
Oh, the roof people. Okay. It was good. That's the one thing that saved us, Diane, when Jordan was back east, is that we could FaceTime and talk most every day. I appreciated that, but somehow it just wasn't the same as being able to reach out and hug them, you know. I don't know how long it'll be before Jake deploys again. He came home, I don't know, a week and a half ago now, and then they immediately put him on mandatory overtime. So I don't think they've been able to relax and just settle in yet, but hopefully that will happen soon. And I have no idea how long it will be before he deploys again. That's being in the world what they are. I'm going to use this a gift for you. My sticker's roughly on the edge because sometimes they get bent up and stuff when they come in. The girls give me all those for me to use up here because I don't want to send them to you. Oh, okay, I'm liking that. There we go. There's our piece together card so we could get it finished. Isn't that pretty? I love it. I think it might be my favorite. And who'd have thought that when we were trying to piece it together, little tiny pieces of cardstock. So I got that one. We got this one. And we got this one out of this set. Now, it is 12:36, so I'm going to give you a choice. We can stop here, which is fine. If that's what you want to do, I'm cool with that. Or we could usually go until 2 or a little after, and I can do one more set if you want me to. What would you like to do? Completely up to you. We've made 6 cards so far today. 3 sloths, 3 wolves, and I love them. They're beautiful. You guys want to keep going, or you want to call it good? See which one we would do. The other one that I brought up was the apes. And I just thought they'd be fun and funny to do. Stop. Any other votes? I honestly am cool either way. Okay, good. Let's take a final look at what we just did. And I want to show you what Margie's project's going to be coming up here. Okay, good. This is what Margie's going to work on. She's using the storybook little pad or little book, and she's making a storybook that is also, it's done as a waterfall. It's so charming. Oh my gosh, it's just beautiful. And she's going to teach you how to do this. This is coming up on the 22nd. She asked me to go ahead and show it to you because she has some kits she's going to be putting together. The this storybook kit is actually going to be less than $20. So she's got the beautiful flowers on the front. She's got the wonderful pages inside. And we've got, oops, only works as a waterfall if I leave it alone and let it. She is very clever. So, yeah, that is a wowzer, isn't it? So this is what Margie's got coming up. Watch for her kit being posted on the store. I don't know what flowers these are, to tell you the truth. I didn't ask her what flowers they were. I don't believe that these are the new $2.99s, but they could be. I do know that the kit will be less than $20, I believe, though. So, isn't that cute? One more time, we got to take a look at it because it's just too cute the way it works. And it's just got a charming, charming story in it. So wouldn't you love to use that with your kids or your grandkids? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So Margie's got that one coming up. We did these last night in class, or Thursday night in class, for anybody who might have missed that. Our iris folding. And there's a new iris folding folder in the store. You just have to go to product types and down to iris folding to find the iris folding elements. This is the one we made Thursday. This is one I had before. So that's what I have there. Do you guys have any questions, comments, or pearls of wisdom? Prima flowers is possible. It's possible they are. Not trying to advertise for Sonic, but I do love their ice. Okay. Yeah, that will be on the website soon. And if you haven't already hit the like button, please be sure you hit the like button. It makes me feel good. And it is also advantageous from a YouTube perspective, because when people like our videos, then YouTube is more likely to recommend our channel. Also, you want to learn to work with grommets, okay? We also, if you're not a subscriber to our channel, hit the subscribe button. We're doing fun stuff all the time. You never know what we're going to come up with. Even when I put a calendar out, you never know what we're going to come up with. So, yeah, because sometimes I change it. If you will do me the pleasure of doing so, I would love to know whether you like the sloths or the wolves better, and which one you choose of those two. Just leave a comment in the comment section if you would. When we leave the air, all you have to do is just hit that refresh button and the comment will come up. Oh, I'm sorry, Mary. I will. Absolutely will. When I saw that Annette was requesting prayer also, we'll take care of that. So definitely. And I don't see any questions. Oh, test results. Okay. Yep, we'll do it. So in the absence of any other questions, comments, or pearls of wisdom, we're going to go ahead and sign off with
Good night, Gracie.
Good night, Gracie. I forgot what went before Gracie. I only say this 3 times a week. Gracie. Good night, Gracie. We'll see you guys on Wednesday.